Welcome back, guys. Tonight on Saltiness Isn't Bliss, I'm going to share with you a fondue, did you see what I did there? Recipe. So tonight I am making cheese fondue. So we are going to start with an 8-ounce container of Brie cheese. I've already got it out of the wrapper right here on the counter. The idea is that this comes with a rind all the way around on it. So we want to remove as much of that rind as we can, because when we melt our cheese in our pot, which will eventually go in our fondue pot, the rind doesn't like to melt. So rather than try and skim the rind out, I'm going to try to just remove it first. That will make things easier. In the meantime, I'm going to turn my burner on medium, and then at some point, depending on how long it takes to cut up the cheese, I will maybe turn it down just a bit, because we just want a low simmer. Want to melt that cheese slow, and then we're going to add all these tasty ingredients to the cheese. So we're going to flip our cheese upright, and the idea here is just to take off that outer edge on both sides, and then we're going to remove the outer edge all the way around. This did just come right out of the fridge, so it is cold. There we go. That got a little more off of there. So that's about as good as I'm going to be able to get it. So that side is great. All right, guys, so I can feel my pot getting really warm here, so I'm going to turn my burner down to just the edge of medium-low. In the meantime, I was able to use the tip of the knife and just slowly kind of chisel away at the rind here. So that's how both sides are looking. I'd say that's pretty good. So now I'm just going to lay it flat, take the tip of the knife, just go all the way around in a circle here, and just trim the rest of the rind off on the edges. All right, guys, so my edge is all trimmed up. So now we just want to cut this whole chunk of cheese into small pieces. So I'm just going to start on the edge and then just trim that up. Of course, it's going to stick to the knife, but if you pull it off of there, that's about the size that you want. Just some little chunks like that. I'm going to drop those right into our pot that's already heated. Because that's sizzling so much, I'm going to turn it down even more and go to low, because I don't want the cheese to burn. I just want it to melt, so then I can add in other flavors to it. So I'm just going to continue cubing the cheese here, dropping it in the pot until I get it all in there, and then I'll be right back. All right, guys, our fondue is getting a real nice melt to it. We just ended up using a fork and just really kept stirring as the pieces were being dropped in there, the chunks that I was cutting. So that's about where we want it. So this is where it gets a little fun, because this is where the cheese fondue really takes shape and really gets, I don't know what I'm trying to say. So here's what we're adding. We are going to add in a 1/4 cup of white wine, 1 tablespoon of cornstarch, 1 minced garlic, 1 minced garlic clove, a pinch of ground nutmeg. I'll do 2 pinches, and then cracked pepper or ground pepper if that's what you have to taste. So I'm just going to do a light layer of my rainbow peppercorn just to add in some additional spices with the pepper. All right, so there it is, pre-mixed, kind of watery, kind of weird looking, but now it's really going to take shape. So we're going to use our whisk. I've got the burner on low. I may need to go up a touch, but I am just going to really get that all blended together. Yeah, I'm gonna go up just a hair, so just above low there. We want to really prep this good before it goes in our fondue pot, because then we just use the fondue pot to keep it hot, keep it warm, while we have dinner. There we go, look at that. Just a real nice cheese blend right there. So here's my little snowman holder that I thought was fitting and festive. Okay guys, so this is all our delicious treats that we are gonna dip in our cheese fondue. We've got raw cauliflower, raw broccoli, unsalted pretzels, some apple slices, mini croissants that are sliced up, and of course some tortilla chips. So just a little tip with the apple slices, if you want to slice them early, which I do like to do, and you don't want them to turn completely brown, just put some splashes of lemon juice on them once you get them in the container, and then I put the lid on. So now we are going to turn our burner off, give this one last whisk, and transfer it into our fondue pot. You hear that sizzle because the pot was warming and heating while I was doing this. Okay guys, our fondue, cheese fondue is all ready to go here. So I've got an apple on my little, whatever this is called, my fondue fork. Just gonna dip it in there and look at that. Look at all that goodness on there. And you can see all your nutmeg, peppercorn, you can see all your flavors in there too. So I hope you will give this a try. I hope you enjoyed the nostalgia of the fondue pot and just a good old-fashioned fondue recipe. Thanks for watching. I will see you next time.